Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of WWE TV. I have a few updates here. I've kept an eye on Twitter recently because I follow the progress of the new WWE 2K15 video game, and I said I'd bring you as many updates as I can. And some of you may know, some of you may not, but Sting posted a cryptic tweet saying 14/7/14, which is the date of Monday Night Raw next week, and my guess is he will be announced perhaps on Raw as a new playable character in the new game. Which leads me back to my previous video saying that the theme at a guess would most likely be a WCW one. So if Sting's going to be in the new game, I think we may be seeing the WCW storyline for that game. So he did post 14/7/14, which is next week. So whether we see him on Raw is another question, but I'd expect he will be announced for the game, as Sid Vicious also posted the same thing. So could be a few surprises on Raw in terms of playable characters for the new game. Maybe we'll even see Sting on Raw. Doubtful, but you never know. Another news bit from this week is Santino Marella. Unfortunately, he's had to retire due to a neck injury. I know, he was hilarious. I love Santino Marella, but he did go on stage at in the ring, at a live event, and said that he will be retiring from in-ring action. But don't expect to see him disappearing off into the sunset anytime soon, as he still wants to continue with backstage segments and have more of a talking role within the company. So I don't think we've seen the last of Santino, who's too entertaining for him to just disappear. But sad news about Santino there. Also, Emma got hired back, obviously, in the company. This all happened really quickly, but Emma is back in the company. She got arrested for stealing something, called into her office, got fired, and then within another few hours to a day, she got hired back to the company. So I think they basically felt bad because Cameron was once arrested for a DUI and she didn't get fired. So in comparison, I guess they looked at it that way. But yeah, Emma is back. Lastly, CM Punk's contract is scheduled to expire later this month. My guess, he's done. But obviously the internet is still rumbling with people thinking that he's not done and that he will be back just in time, or perhaps even re-sign another year's contract. AJ's back in the company and she's got the Divas Championship. It may seem that they're being really nice to her to try and attract Punk back to the company. Whether Punk comes back to the company or not, in my opinion, I think he's done. I think he's washed his hands of the company. I can't see it happening. A lot of people can, but leave your thoughts and opinions here, because we're literally in July now and his contract's due to expire later this month. Sad, I know, because Punk was awesome. He wasn't the best in the world, but he was damn good, and I really miss his mic work and in-ring work. I just miss Punk in general, and I think the WWE does as well. Also, lastly, the WWE Network, it's not quite going the way WWE wants it to, in my opinion. I'm starting to see things on the internet that they may be putting the price up, where once renewals come round, whether we see something telling us that in the next few weeks, because we're getting really close now and they want people to re-sign for the Night of Champions pay-per-view, which is coming up. So I'd imagine that will be a pretty high profile card to try and attract people back to the network. I'm probably not going to renew, but what are you guys going to do if you've got the network? Are you going to renew? Put your thoughts and comments and everything in the section below and let me know what's going on in your heads about the WWE Network. But as you know, the company is at a huge loss at the moment, and it's reported recently that Vince McMahon has cut another 20 million and he wants to cut that off as many things as he can. So whether we see more firings, it's just a waiting game really. But I think the WWE is in trouble, and I think they know they've made a bit of an error here with the WWE Network. It just hasn't gone the way they wanted it to. They wanted to get to over 1 million subscribers once WrestleMania hit, and they barely got 600,000. And we haven't even hit the rest of the world yet, so I don't know what that does for cost. But if WWE and Vince McMahon are looking to cut another 20 million off their budget, they could do that any way they want. And other programs that have been announced for the network was Legends House Season 2 and Tough Enough. They've scrapped them because it's too costly to make them, which is not a good sign if they can't afford to make new programming for the WWE Network, is it? Scary times financially for the company, and I don't know what this is going to happen. Don't know what this is going to lead to, but they need to pull something big out of their bag. They really do. Some Raws are so hit and miss. Some have been really good, and some have just been shit. WWE, get it together.